This conference will now be recorded.
So TestNG is a testing framework designed to simplify a broad range of testing. And so what it provides the annotation. So what is annotation? It controls the program flow execution. And the previous to TestNG in the market, there was JUnit. So JUnit, it works in the Eclipse. It comes as the extension. TestNG also comes as an extension. In the same we can use. So how to install, how to use it, we'll see. Okay, in the next step. So TestNG, who is a target audience to learn TestNG, like all the QAs who are working on a Selenium Java, they can work on TestNG framework. And then TestNG is simple to use. It provides the annotations, benefits. So what is TestNG? TestNG has it will be helping in Selenium code writing the test cases. So what advantages it is providing? So providing the advantage, like we can use the test data files, read that, work with that along with TestNG, generate a HTML report. So TestNG automatically generates the HTML report, that is TestNG based report. Okay, and then it provides you the logs. Logs is information like which test case is passed, which is failed, where it is failing, how much time it took for execution. So what, before we go into annotations, we will see like how to do that installations in the Eclipse. Okay, just a minute guys, I'll start. Okay, so what are annotations? So annotations will control your program execution. So Java program, where it starts executing with the main method, right? So your program execution starts with main method, and in that main method you write a logic, right? So we have used a main method, and that main method, main means public static void main, the main method. So in that we write all the WebDriver initialization, driver.get, and then launching, and then clicking on an element, send keys. So everything is written in the main method, because main method is the starting point of execution. Okay, so but when we are using TestNG, we will not write a main method. So Java program execution starting point is main method, but in TestNG, the execution is controlled with this annotation, so we don't need a main method. Okay, so we will not be using the main method. So we will be using TestNG annotations that will control the execution. So you will write a method. So what is a method? Reusable component. So what is a method? In Java, we have seen. So method is return type. It will have void, and then method name, and parameters, right? So this is my method. So inside this method you write a logic particularly, so print or to do some activities, and then this is your method. And then for example, I have this method and I want to execute this method after every test case. Okay, after test means this is the annotation, it will be executed after the each test method. Okay, before suit it will be executed before executing anything in that framework. Entirely before suit will be executed at the beginning, only once before all the tests in the suit have run. Okay, so only once. After suit is executed after the all, and will run once after execution of all the tests in the suit. So these are the annotations that are making that method execute multiple times, one time, all that. Okay, so what is a test annotation? Test annotation is, if you write at the rate test means this is your test case. Okay, so this is your test method where you are verifying the proper logic for something. So you have a test case, for example, verify title. Okay, so this is your test case. So title you are verifying, This is your test method. Before this test method, you need to perform different activities. What are launching the browser, system set properties that are there. But that you need to execute only once, right? Yes or no, guys? So this is your setup method. Okay, so I will write a void setup method, and then in this you will write all the logic, system dot set property, driver dot get, launching, and then verify the title logic you will write here. Okay, so like this you have different test cases: verify home page, verify registration, verify invalid registration, valid user registration, all that different test cases you have. But setup you need only once. Okay, so you will write that method as a only once you want to execute, so you will write a before suit. Okay, so before suit you execute only once this method, and then that's it. Okay, no need to execute before and after each test. So what is before method? So before each method it will be executed. Okay, so for example you have a method setup, and then you have a method launch a URL. Okay, so launch a project URL, you have a method, and then you want to launch that before each test case and close after each test case. So you will write this method with the annotation before method. So at the rate before method you will write, and driver dot close you will write in which method? At the rate after method. So that is your driver dot close you will write, right? So it is my close method. Close browser is a method, and then inside that I will write a driver dot close. Okay, getting my point? So how many times which one I want to execute? Before and after each test case I want to execute launching particular URL, right? So I will write once here, and then if my URL is getting changed, all my test cases will be executed on that changed URL, right? So I'll update in this once, only once in this method, and then my URL will be changed for all the test cases. So before method, at the rate before a method is will be executed before every test annotation method. So test annotation method is your test case, actual verification of your logic where you write the test cases. Getting my point, guys? Anyone? Any questions in this? Guys, if you have any questions, please ask in the chat. Okay, so feel free to ask questions in between as well, but ask in the chat. Okay, so before class, a method is marked as a with this annotation before it runs only once per class. Okay, so only once per class means what? How many classes we write, that many times it will be executed. So for a class, this is your class, right? So this is my test case one class. So in this class only once that will be executed. Okay, so if you have something to do only once in a class, you will use. And it is not mandatory to use all the annotations. Okay, you can use few in the script. You can use few annotations in one framework. It is not needed to use all the annotations in a one project or in a one framework. No, not needed. Based on scenarios you can use only test before method and before suit, that's it. Okay, so it is not mandatory to use all the annotations at the same time. You can use different combination of and then different based on your need. Okay, so after class, it is a annotation will be executed after all the test methods in that current class have been executed. Okay, so before test, a method which is marked with this annotation will be executed before first test annotation method. Okay, after test, a method which is marked with this annotation will be executed when all test annotation methods complete the execution.
So
Okay.
Rajni, so firstly we will put at the rate before suit method, and then before method, then test, then after method. Where we
Hmm.
gonna put the before class?
Okay, so that is what I'm saying. It is not mandatory to use all
Okay.
in a one go. Okay, in a
It
one
depends.
project only,
Mhm.
you no need to write all that annotations in a one. If in case you have some scenario for one feature, you use once only, the before class or after class. Okay, in that also you use before class, after class you don't use. No worries on that. Okay, so it is not mandatory to use any annotation or all the annotations. Okay, you are, it is very much flexible. It is based on a scenario. Okay, it is not mandatory to use all annotation. So I am giving you few examples where you can use which annotation. Okay, so when we see practical, maybe you will be having good clarity which one we will be using. Okay, so and then basically annotations you can use so that program execution will be under control. So how many times you want which one to execute, that will be executed in that. Okay, so now we will see, before we move ahead with very details, so how to install this. You have to go to help, eclipse, market space, and then search here testng. Okay, so here you will be able to find, and then in the search you can write test ng. Ng is capital in the test ng. So after you type in here search and then click on this button, so it will search test ng. I will write and then click on this search button. Click on this find button. Okay, so in eclipse market space, help eclipse market space, go to find and then testng and hit enter. So it will be finding testng plugin in the eclipse. So once it is found, it will show up here. You can click on install. So for me it will show, it will take few minutes. Okay, yeah, so for me it is showing as a installed. Okay, so it is showing as a installed, and then for you it will show as a install button. Okay, so it is not installed for you, then it will not show as a installed. So you will get a button to install it, so you will be able to install that. Okay, along with this testng, you install maven as well. So maven is a build tool. Again we will see maven in the same help eclipse market space, input maven and press enter. So maven plugin also you need to install, so that we can learn frameworks. So these are the basic things you should know. So we will create a maven project along with the testng page object model. We will create a framework. Okay, so here in this maven it is already installed, it is showing like this. For you it will show like this, install. Okay, if it is installed it will show installed. So maybe if you have that installed already, it for you also it will show installed. Okay, do not worry, it means it is installed on your machine. And then click on a cancel. If not, click on this install button, it will go through that installation. Okay, so it will ask you and then press next, so that installation will be completed. That's it. So how you will do that installations, help and then eclipse market space. No need to worry about any version or anything, guys. Here which you are able to see the topmost, install that. Okay, according to your eclipse whichever is available, you can install that. Okay, so you will get an option testng for eclipse. Okay, that one you install, do not worry about any version or anything. And then click on a maven, search. Okay, so who is having any questions? what version of Maven should be installed. Yeah, so you can install Maven integration for Eclipse. Okay, Luna or newer is fine, guys. Okay, any newer is fine. So this is working pretty well for me. Maven integration for Eclipse, Luna and newer. Okay, so you can go with this. It works pretty well. Okay, here in the Eclipse market space, you will be able to see the plugins. Okay, that are different plugins available in the Eclipse. Okay, you will be able to see this installed tab. In this you will be able to see what all are installed for you. Okay, in your Eclipse you will be able to see all everything which is. So how we are able to open this Eclipse market space? Help Eclipse market space. Okay, so what all are installed? These are the things. Okay, 2 3 that are installed. Okay, so you want to change, remove, you can do that, uninstall. So, and TestNG and Maven will take some time, guys. It is not in a second will be installed. It will take some 5-10 minutes time. So let it take and then click on a finish. Okay, for you it will come as a finish. Then once you are able to finish the TestNG installation, so you will be able to see, guys, in this, when you right click in any project, run as. Okay, so when you click on a run as, you will get a run as TestNG. Okay, so where is that option is coming for me? I'll see that. And if in case it is run configuration, and then I will okay, for me it is not showing. Okay, what is the reason? I'm not sure. Just a minute, guys. So I will create a new project, and then what I will do is Eclipse market space. I'll go to, and then in the installed I have this one installed, the TestNG. Okay, okay, I will uninstall this one. Update, it is showing. Uninstall, and then I will install again. Okay, so finish. Okay, so it is showing installed. Okay, so once you do the uninstallation or installation, you have to restart the Eclipse, then only it will be updated. Okay, so I have to close it, restart now. Just a minute, guys. Okay, I will. Okay, so it is restarted, and then I'll install this TestNG again. So guys, able to see my screen? Yes, no? Yes, right. Yes, okay. Fine. So here I'll type in TestNG and then search. Okay, and then we will see, and then we'll install that. Okay. It is still showing installed. What is the issue with that? It is not uninstalled. Okay. So no worries. So you can install it, and then if something issues you get, let me know. So here one thing you have to do. So you will get a checkbox to select three checkboxes. TestNG, and then you will get a TestNG Me2 Maven integration, TestNG P2 feature. So select all those three and then click on a next. Okay, select all those three and click on next, and then I accept the terms of license agreement and then finish. Okay, so this way you can finish off the installation. Okay, you have to select all three checkboxes. Okay, so what are the features of this TestNG? What are the advantages? Why it is very much famous, or why people are using it? Okay, so it provides the different annotations before and after. Okay, so there is a after method annotation, before method annotation. So after suit, before suit. Okay, so before the suit, like entire your framework executes once, it will be executed. After entire all your test cases executed, it will run. So you will have different annotations that are running, and then that is advantage of TestNG. So there is a annotation depends on as well. So depends on means what? So you have a login functionality, and then on that login functionality your other test case will depend on. Okay, so other test case is my test case verify home. Okay, so I have to log in first and then verify home page. So for home page test case, I will write depends on login. So if in case home page uh, will be executed, so in a sequence it will be executed. First login will be executed. So login gets failed, then home page we no need to execute, right? So there is no point of executing home page verification test case when login itself getting failed. So if you have some dependencies, you can use depends on annotations. Okay, you have dependent groups, and then you can write a data driven test testing. So you can do the data driven testing. How? Using the TestNG, it provides reading the data from Excel and then writing it, and it provides the report. So that is also again an advantage, better reporting. It is automatically generating, right? So you don't need to write an external code for generating the report. So if you go on writing the report for any other extent report or any allure report or any dashboard report, then it will be like huge amount of code you have to write. But TestNG providing you inbuilt HTML report that is already there. Okay, already code is available, already everything is available. Just install TestNG, report will be generated. Okay, you can create the groups of test cases. Why we need to create a groups of test cases, and how we can create, and what is the advantage of that? So when we create a group, okay, so what groups we create? So testing types we have, how many testing types we have, like regression, smoke, sanity, that kind of groups we can create. Okay, so my 5 test case group is for a smoke testing. Okay, my 20 test case group is for regression testing. My 50 test case group is end to end testing. Okay, and my 100 test cases are integration testing. So like this you can create a groups in your framework, and then whenever I want to execute the regression, I will call that group. Okay, those 5 test cases or 20 test cases will be executed. So what is a having advantage of groups is, you don't need to find out at that moment, okay, this is my regression test case or not, this one to execute or not. Or if you have like 100 or 1000 test cases, in all that you will be executing all everything every time? No, we have to execute particular test cases at particular time. So not always we run all the automation scripts, because uh, does it mean that okay, we have all the automated scripts and then every day we are running the automation entire framework? No, it doesn't mean that we have automation and then we are executing every day all that. No, so it won't happen. Whatever is needed, that we test. Even though we have automated scripts, it is not a good idea to execute everything every day. Okay, so we will be executing the scripts based on the need. Okay, so if we are in a regression testing and then we are performing the regression, so we will run regression. Whatever regression test cases are, we create a group of that regression. So 20, 200, maybe it will be huge project. I'm giving you small examples so that you understand, but in real time 200 test cases are there, and that it will take only 2-3 hours to execute, and then all are executed, you got a report, and then you will submit it to your manager saying that okay, regression is completed. For regression, if you are taking 2-3 days, what is the use of having the automation, right? So automation is to reduce the time, to reduce the testing time, we do the automation, right? And then we get the quicker results. What is pass fail? We get a quickly. So 200 will be executed in a short time. That is advantage of automation. For that we are developing the automation scripts, and then for that advantage we create a groups. Different groups will be created, and then that different groups will be executed. So parameterization of the test method, that is also possible with the test case, TestNG. So TestNG provides the testng.xml file. So in that XML file you can write the parameters and then write the parameters. So what are the parameters? For a login you have username, password. So for a login method you want to provide the parameters username, password different. So you can use the parameterization and then run that method with a different set of data. Okay, so in TestNG we have got a XML based test configuration. How? The testng.xml file. So in your project, when you create a TestNG project, okay, so in that you get a testng.xml file, and then that will be giving you the flexibility and then advantages of XML based configuration. Okay, so what is that testng.xml file is? So okay, just I'll let you know where it is. Okay, I have so that is pom.xml is for the Maven project. Okay, all are the Maven projects created majorly. Okay, so I will check with my installation issues and then we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so I will switch the workspace to other. So these are different advantages of your TestNG. So better reporting and then parameterization, different annotations all together. Okay.
Rajni, can you explain the parameterization again, where we use, what is the use of that?
Okay. Parameterization is just a minute. So parameterization, parameters. This annotation is used to pass the parameters to test method. So you have a test method. The test method is login. Okay. So for that login test method, you need to provide the parameters. Okay. So you will be
It's
providing the parameters.
like username and password in, the like
Hmm.
the we are using the concept functions over there,
No, I did not get your question.
like while passing the parameters, suppose at the rate parameter passing login, then comma sorry, username comma password, we are passing two parameters, right?
Exactly how we write. Okay, this is the test method. To this we can pass the parameter. Okay, so for this what I will have to write at the rate parameters, and then what are my parameters I have to specify here. So my username and then comma, and then I have a password, for example. So these are my parameters. So I will have to verify, I will have to give like this, and this is my login method. Okay, for example, this is my login admin user, this is my method. Okay, so for this I have a two parameters, string name comma string password. Okay, so inside this whatever logic I'll write, I will write using name and password. Okay, and that are coming from these variables. Okay, so these parameters, nothing but these parameters. So now what you will perform, you will input password, you will input username, you will click on a login button, you will be logged in. Inside this you will write. So these parameters we can pass in the TestNG. And then you will have to pass these parameters from the testng.xml file. Okay, so testng.xml file is a file configuration you can do in that. Okay, so in that you will write, so XML is having the tags. In XML file all the things are written in terms of tags only. So parameter is a tag you have to write, and then here you will have a username as a tag property. Okay, attribute, and then value as in you will pass ABC, and then and value as in something. Sorry, just you have to use a parameter name. So parameter name is my username. Okay, and what is the value of username is, so ABC, and this name is you are giving here. Okay, so this is your parameter name, so this will come here exactly. Okay, and value will be ABC. So in short, ABC is in this username, and the name is assigned with the ABC value, and then inside ABC user will be able to log in. Okay, so like this you can write multiple. Okay, so like this you can write multiple parameters. You will write 10, so 10 times this login admin user will be executed with this 10 different values. So here you will write 1 2 3, so different values you are, what, how many you have, you can write in that way. Okay, so we will see practicals, you will understand much better. theoretically you can just understand now. For a test method, which is a test case, we provide a parameter, and that parameter will be used in that test method. Okay, so if you ask questions like, can I add parameter to other before method or setup method? No. Okay, so your test method can have a parameter. Okay, so this is about the test engine. Simple it is. We will see that, and then you guys can have the installations also for Maven. Okay, so you can do the installations for Maven, and then we will see tomorrow. So the steps to install is, you have to go to Eclipse Marketspace and then search Maven and then hit enter. It will be executed. Follow that till it is completed. So to accept terms and conditions, click on finish. So Maven will be installed. Okay, so how to create a Maven project and then use TestNG Maven all together, we will see tomorrow. Okay, guys. So after you create a Maven project, it will be like this. A new Maven project, in that you will select the names and target, and you can create a project. So it is simple like how we used to create, just few changes are there. So that we will see tomorrow. Guys, any questions in this?
So Rajni, while creating the Maven project, so which template we have to select before the artifact ID, group ID? Because there is a template that we have to select. There are a couple of templates. Which one we have to select? How we will come to know?
Okay, yeah. So for a, you know what, one thing is there. So based on the template you are going to select, the folders will be created. SRC main Java, SRC test Java. See
Yes.
here, so that we need. Okay, so the template we should go for the testing, I will tell you which one to go. Archetype and quick start you select, and then that will be good one, and then that will have all the things that are needed for our structure, our framework. Okay, so we need SRC main Java, SRC test Java. We don't need SRC main resources, SRC test resources. Developers may need that. Okay, so this Eclipse is for developers, you know, right? So this is developers use for the Java project, and we are also using as a QA for automation. So we use only one, that is which one we use exactly, I will tell that tomorrow. Okay, so you can make a note of. So that is a quick start, and org dot maven dot, you have to select org dot apache dot maven dot archetype and quick start. Okay, so Maven archetype quick start 1.1 or 1 dot, whichever is the latest. 1.1 is fine, so you can use that, and then that artifact ID you can use. So it is called as artifact ID. Which artifact ID to use? Okay, so you are asking same question, right, Harpreet? So Harpreet, you
Yes, Rajni.
already know few things, then good one actually. Yeah. Okay, so guys, will connect for Java classes after 10 minutes. Okay.